This is a video for sizing up or measuring fire apparatus gauges for replacements. We are going to show you how to size up your fire pump panel pressure gauges for replacement at your shop. This is important because when you order a replacement gauge, you want to make sure it fits in your existing gauge hole on your panel. There are two basic styles of pressure gauges in the marketplace today. The upper row shows you the gauge style, which has a protruding gauge ring which comes out from the pump panel approximately 1/2 inch. These type of gauges are made to the USA standard. The bottom row shows the style of gauge which has a flush mounting gauge ring. This is showing you that the ring is flush to your pump panel. This style of gauge is made to European standards. You can measure the gauge in three ways. First, measuring from the back of the pump panel. The first and best way is measuring from the back of the pump panel. When you get there, you measure the back cup of the pressure gauge, which is visible through the panel hole. Measure the diameter of the gauge housing and do this at a 9 to 3 o'clock position, right on top of the brass hex connection that comes out from the gauge case. This is the best way to do your gauge measurement. Get to the back of the pump panel, and when you're there, measure the back cup of the pressure gauge, which is visible through the panel hole. Measure the diameter of the gauge housing and do this at a 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock position. Second is measuring from the front of the pump panel. This method is to measure from the front of the gauge. You're going to measure the diameter of the pressure gauge. Take your ruler and again from the 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock position, using the pressure gauge's pointer hub, which is in the center of the gauge, to help you in your alignment. Third is measuring the gauge when it's removed from the pump panel. The third method is when the gauge is removed completely from the pump panel. Measure that hole cutout diameter.